back to Angie's Table. Today we're going to be doing a video on kitchen hacks. So Eunice, one of her subscribers, had inquired a while back that we do a video on kitchen hacks, something where you save time and prep work goes a little bit more smoothly. So we're going to be teaching you guys some of the tricks that we have up our sleeves, and also the second portion I'm going to be doing a basic knife skills class, and we named it Basic Knife Skills 101 because I've had my fair share of cuts and injuries in the kitchen. I'm going to show you guys techniques of cutting and different variations of it. So let's go right ahead and get started. Don't mind the noise of the egg boiling in the back. I have a parsley hack that I wanted to teach you guys. When I do parsley, I usually take the leaves off the sprig because this is where all the bitter and the very dirt tasting part of parsley is coming from. But honestly, doing all of this, it takes a long time, especially when you're doing pasta and you need a lot of parsley. So my trick is that you need a cheese grater. The sprig through and it rips just the leaves out. This literally saved my life. Next, we're going to be working on our boiled eggs. I think normally people would boil eggs for however many minutes, however they want their eggs cooked. And then in order to take the peels off, I always get hurt doing it. I don't know why. I always get stabbed. Yeah, and it's so annoying, and I hate it when the eggshells don't come out perfectly and you have divots and dents in your hard-boiled egg. Get a container. I have a Tupperware here with the lid. So I'm going to put my 2 eggs. They have been in some cold, ice cold water. Add that in. Place the lid on top, and all you have to do is shake it. So I shaked it vigorously, maybe like 20 seconds. And you open it and peel comes off so easily like this. So easily. Good example, bad example. Next up, it's how to peel garlic peels a little bit more easily. Fresh garlic does taste better than the minced ones that they sell. Like, I know they have it in Trader Joe's in jars and it lasts forever. I feel like those lack flavors. Real garlic is where the flavor's at. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. So all you need to do is roughly break apart the bulb of garlic. Because when Grace and I are making mashed potatoes or just any Korean food, I dread garlic the most. Peeling it and then mincing it or whatever I need to do with it, it's just the most dreadful part for me. All you need is a bulb of garlic and a jar or a container, just anything where you can shake it around again in. Close it up and you just shake. Sorry, I didn't know this mason jar would be this loud. So after about 20 seconds, most of the peels have come off. So like this one is completely off. So even the ones that don't seem all peeled off, it just peels off so easily like this. So you have so much garlic now in less time. So next, I'm gonna show you guys how I store my green onions and my onions because I always buy them in bulk. Well, not like bulk, but when you buy green onions, normally they come with a lot and you usually only need like 2 or 3. And then same with the onions, like I don't buy one individually, I usually buy them in a bag. So I've noticed that they go bad very quickly if I don't store them properly. Make sure you properly wash it all because green onions are literally straight from the ground, so there's a lot of dirt, especially on these roots. With the roots, I'll usually cut it off and put it in a baggie and freeze it and use it for broth when I make kimchi jjigae or doenjang jjigae. And for these, I'll just cut them a little bigger like this. So I have a big Tupperware like this, and I usually label all my Tupperware in my fridge. So you're gonna open this up, and I lay a paper towel down. Place the green onions down. So green onions go bad because of moisture that comes from these green onions. So the paper towel is catching it all and it makes it last very long. And you're done. I already love how like organized and clean it looks. I eat it for 2 weeks, but it stays in perfect condition for about a week without wilting in the fridge. I change the paper towels out every 3 or 4 days. The onions. I'm gonna show you guys how I store these and do my prep work so that these last a long time. I will usually have this in the fridge for about 2 to 3 weeks. So you're gonna cut the ends off that have the roots on it. And we're gonna peel. It's perfect because I don't use onions on a daily basis, so I love buying them because it's cheaper like this in a bag and then eating it throughout the weeks. Okay, and now we'll need a paper towel, one for each onion. You're gonna wrap it in here. And you'll need some foil. You're gonna make sure this is fully wrapped, no air getting in. And you can store this in your fridge. So the paper towel, the same role it plays in for the green onions, it's trapping the moisture. And if you guys see, there was some of the juice from the onion that came out. So the paper towel is catching all of that. And then you also don't let air in for oxidation to happen, for it to wilt and dry out in the fridge. And now we're gonna move on to our basic knife skill 101 class. And I am not a professional, but these are just tips and techniques that I've learned through watching TV, personal experience from my mom or my grandma. So let's go and I'll teach you guys everything that I know. So for me, I feel like sometimes this cutting board is huge, so it doesn't move as easily, but smaller ones, they go back and forth and wobble. And I think some of the injuries may come from that. In order for the cutting board not to move, you can use a damp paper towel and place it underneath the cutting board, and the moisture that's between the two prevents the cutting board from moving. So now it's like stuck and it won't move. Okay, so now on to techniques. We need a knife. How you cut. My hands are really small. I can't fully grasp my vegetables or my fruits when I cut, which is why I'm trying my best to make it not move and hold it down, which is usually why my fingertips are flat and showing, leading to injuries. The proper thing to do is to make sure that your finger beds and your nails are down and kind of curved in. You're making this bear paw motion, and you're using your knuckles here to be your guide of when you're cutting. And I also think that most people, when they are cutting, are very aggressively just going up and down, and there is no motion or direction of how you are using the knife. What you're supposed to be doing is using a motion where you're sweeping out. It's not this, it's more of this. So in using these things that I've taught you, I'm gonna show you guys 4 different types of cuts. Mincing first. And what you're gonna do is hold the tip down with your palm of the left hand, and you're gonna use your right hand to go down on it like this. And this motion is going to make sure that you get proper cuts down, but also it's safe, because this is a guide to make sure that the blade isn't coming back up at you again. And as you get more experience, you'll be able to get faster. And next we are moving on to dicing. So half of it will be for dicing, half of it will be for slicing. With dicing, you're gonna use that same motion. Do you guys see how it's not going like this, but it's using the swooping motion? And you're gonna turn it the other way. And there is dicing. Moving on to slicing. Slicing is usually better when they're a lot thinner. So do this bear claw motion again. And you can flip it halfway so you have more stability. Moving on to julienning. I'm gonna be using a carrot. So with carrots, this is a very Korean way of doing it. So I kind of have to just leave this part out. Very, very thin slices diagonally so that you're working with a bigger cut. Carrots are very hard actually to cut, which is why I usually get the pre-shredded ones. Once you have sliced it very thinly like this, you want to place it all layered up, exactly like this. And what you're going to do is the long way, you're going to make very small slices in them. Now hold it down. And you get these perfect shredded pieces. And this is how you julienne. And the tip for this is to make sure that you layer it. You save so much time by cutting it like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned a thing or two to utilize in your kitchens. And we'll see you guys on our next video.